Hey guys, this is Deeflash. I'm back with another video. This video is the kickoff of a new series that I'm starting, a fairly regular series where we take a look at each effect and instrument in Ableton Live and how we can use them. The first video is going to be the auto filter, and that's what we're going to take a look at today. The auto filter is a filter for audio that you can use as either a high pass, low pass, band pass, or notch filter. So we're going to take a look at each setting, see how it works, and how we can use it to get some nice effects. So we'll first take a look at the low pass filter. So we'll start our audio, and we'll start taking a look at it. So I've got the auto filter on our drums. I've got them grouped up so that we can affect them all at the same time. So when we slide the auto filter's frequency down, it's only letting the lows through, as you can see from the slope. And then if we adjust the Q, or the resonance, it brings up the peak of that frequency, so you get a nice little it's kind of like an exaggeration on that frequency. So now it's a similar concept with the high pass. So now it's only letting the highs through, anything past 2.5 kilohertz. So if we sweep that down, it starts to allow more through. And if we bring the Q down, it's a broader sweep. It doesn't sound it's not as pronounced. Now we can bring this all the way up, and now you can really hear it. So this is usually useful for builds and things like that, but you can really use it for whatever you want. So now if you were doing a build, you could slowly bring in the beat. Now let's take a look at the band pass. So you can see this is curved on both sides, so it's not letting in some of the lows and it's not letting in some of the highs. It's only letting in wherever the mids of the frequency that you're focusing on. And now you can tighten it up, or you can make it broader. And then a notch is the complete opposite. So now we're only letting the lows and the highs in. You can also tighten that up. So now let's take a look at the envelope. The envelope takes the audio that's coming in and that affects the filter. So if we turn this on, you'll hear when the audio hits high, the filter moves up. Here we'll just solo the drum. So now it's moving down with the audio. And then the LFO actually affects the filter in slightly more than what you would think, because it also uses the phase. So you have actually two filters going at the same time, one for the left and one for the right channel. So when we bring this up, you can hear it's moving the filter's opening on the left at one time, and on the right completely opposite because we got the phase. So if we move the phase down, now they're moving together. And right now it's based on hertz, but if we move it to the notes, it's going to be based on the global tempo. And you have different shapes you can use for the LFO. So right now it's a sine wave. Here we'll move it to a square wave where it's kind of off and on. And here's a ramp. Well, I guess that's more of a triangle wave. Here's a ramp wave. And in this opposite direction. So it'll gradually, for this one, it will gradually move, I guess, open back up. Now we could change it around. Not too sure what the last two do, because they actually turn off the phase. They might be the sample and hold setting. A lot of this, you always just kind of end up playing around and finding these happy accidents. So if we move it back down, yeah, I think that's actually what that is. This is the sample and hold. So then you can also quantize so that it will only happen on the beat. The movements will only happen on the beat. So turn this off. And the last setting that we have to look at is the sidechain. So we can actually pull in maybe our kick and tell that to trigger it. We'll turn off the quantize. So it's kind of a, you can't really hear too well, but it's pretty much opening up whenever the kick hits. There we go. Now you can hear it. Now we can put it on, obviously we can put it on any type of audio we want. So let's say we put it on the bass. Turn this. So I've got the kick telling it to open up. So we'll put it really low. Here we'll try a different bass. So So there it is without it. Now if we bring it back in, and also you could do a lot of leads. So here's a 303 type of lead. And we still got the kick trigger in this, so and we can play around with the LFOs again, or sample and hold. And then the last thing we can do is we could also mix a bit of the envelope, which is triggered by the audio that's coming in. And we can do the sidechain. So when you adjust the dry wet, that actually adjusts the envelope and the sidechain at the same time. So it's a pretty basic video, just showing you the auto filter. Next time we'll take a look at the auto pan, and if you have any questions or tips, definitely just leave them in the comments, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks!